What's up, everybody? Cole from Geek Life Gaming here, and I'm doing another deck profile today, and this time we're doing a deck profile for the Dragon Ball Super card game. This is my Frieza deck profile following the release of the new Miraculous Revival set for the Dragon Ball Super card game. So it's a yellow deck only, and a few black cards, but that's the Dragon Balls for the Wish mechanic, but it's strictly yellow, and it uses the Wish mechanic instead of Awaken. So let's get into Sorbe. So his auto, once per turn, when one of your battle cards attacks, it gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn, and then you may search for one Dragon Ball from your deck or life and add it to your hand, and then you shuffle that up. So he's really good at searching out your Dragon Balls from your life or your deck. There's a few other things in here that can get him from deck, but he's what really allows you to snag him from your life, which is really amazing. And then the Wish, when there are seven or more when there are 7 Dragon Ball cards in your drop area, choose up to one Desire card in your drop area, add it to your hand, and flip him over. And Sorbe flips into Frieza, the Resurrected Emperor. So Frieza, he has an Activate main. He's a once per turn. You choose one of 3. You draw one card. You choose one yellow or black Desire card from your hand with an energy cost less than or equal to your current energy. And then you activate its Activate main skill. Or his last ability, you remove 7 Dragon Ball cards in your drop area from the game. If you do, choose a total of 2 of your opponent's energy and or battle cards and switch them to rest. And then Frieza gets plus 15,000 power for the duration of the turn, and then at the end of the turn you flip him back to Sorbe. So once you choose that third option, he goes back to Sorbe, and I'll stay there for the rest of the game. But I really like him. I've play tested this a few times. It's not bad. So now we'll go with the extra cards first, and I run 6 of the normal Dragon Ball, just play it for free, draw a card, and then I run 1 of the 2-star ball, or not the 2-star, 1 of the 1-star ball. I really like the 1-star ball. It's a 1-drop, but you draw a card, you discard a card, and then your opponent discards a card. So if they've got a small hand size, it can really limit what they can do in the turn, or early game, it can maybe get rid of some of their key pieces. I just really like the 1-star ball. It looks really cool. It's a promo. My friend won that in one of our locals, and then I traded it off of him because he wasn't going to use any Wish decks, and I really wanted it. Next up, we have 3 Time Magics. Really good negate. A lot of my friends play cards with Barrier, so the Time Magic's ability to basically ignore Barrier and then keep something in rest mode for another one of their turns, really good. And then if you have Sparking 5, so if you have 5 cards in your drop area, instead of paying the 1, you can just hit strike a life and play Time Magic. So I run 4 of that. I run 4 Flying Nimbus, really good negate. Play it, drop a yellow card from hand, and then your opponent can only attack with 1 more battle card. So if they lead by attacking with their leader, you can really limit the number of attacks they're coming at you with. Really like Flying Nimbus. I run 4 Death Ball. I really like this. It can power up. So it's limited to when my leader is the Frieza, because he is Frieza in this state where he is Sorbe in the front side. So it is limited to when I have already wished. And so if my leader card is Frieza, it gets plus 15,000 for the duration of the battle. Then if it is my turn, I choose up to 1 of my opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So it's really good for getting rid of pesky things that do not have Barrier. And there are quite a few pesky things that I come up against without Barrier. I run 4 Cold Bloodlust. I really like it. So if your leader card is Frieza's Army, the battle card played has its skill negated for the duration of the turn. So it can just shut down one of your opponent's big plays for the turn. If they go into a big evolve or a union or anything like that, it can shut down their battle card for the turn, so you don't have to worry. So if you don't have anything in your hand to deal with it right now, you can deal with it later. Then I run for the last of the extra cards, I run 4 of the Desire Revival of the Emperor. This combos really well with a card that with one of the battle cards that is in the deck, but we'll get to that in a minute. So it's a 2-drop. It gains Desire in all areas. And it's activate main. Your leader card is a yellow Shenron card. Choose one Frieza card in your drop area with an energy cost of 4 or less and play it. So you can get some of your big drop Friezas back from the drop area, and then you can play it for 2. Or if you've already wished and you have it in your hand, you can use Frieza's second ability to activate its activate main for free. So that is it for the extra cards, and now we're on to the battle cards. I run 4 of the Super Combo Beerus from the new set, the Divine Cry. So you can use this at, you can use it at any time. The draw skill that you can also get with the Super Combo is active on Sparking 5, and it's if your leader card is yellow, so you don't have to worry about what total your life is at, and if you open up enough Dragon Balls at the beginning of the game, you can get Sparking 5 on turn 1. I did it yesterday. I really like that Super Combo. We have 4 of the Frieza Hellish Terror. You can evolve him from a Frieza for 3. He's got double strike, and when a card evolves into this card, choose all of your opponent's cards with blocker and switch them to rest mode. I never evolve into him. I always get him back with the Revival of the Emperor, but he's not going to get into the drop area alone. There's another card that'll put him in there, but I never evolve or hardcast him. I always get him back with the Revival of the Emperor. Next up, we have 1 Frieza back from hell. I would like another one just in case he ends up in my life. I would like another one, but even right now, the odds of him going... I haven't had a single game yet where he's ended up in my life, which has worked out very well, but even as a one-of, he's pretty good. You can only have 1 Frieza back from hell in your battle area at a time. And so he's got... sorry, it's kind of hard to read this guy upside down. The new shatter foiling, I like it, but at the same time, trying to read on a super rare or higher that has the shatter foiling is just awful. So activate main once per turn. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier. It can't switch to active mode until the start of your next turn. So he does the same thing as the... Could have swore I had something that did... Oh! Does he do the same thing as the time magic? He does the same... His skill is the same as the time magic. So, and then his second is activate main once per turn, sparking 7. So you got to have 7 or more cards in your drop area. Your opponent has 7 or more cards in rest mode. If your leader card is a yellow Shenron card and this card is in rest mode, deal 1 damage to your opponent. It is a fantastic skill. I try to use it all the time. You can combo that with a lot of the other Frieza cards that make stuff rest. So it's a really nice card. I want to get 1 more of him for the deck, but right now I just have the 1, so that's why I am running him at 1. Next up, we have 2 Deadly Defender Frieza. He's one that I will hardcast, as is the Frieza back from hell, but if I can get them into the drop area, I will use them with Revival of the Emperor. But the Deadly Defender Frieza, he's got barrier, he's 2k, he's a 3-drop. And during your opponent's turn, if your leader card is yellow and this card is in rest mode, your opponent's cards can't attack leader cards, and this card gets minus 5,000 power. So they have to get through Deadly Defender before they can attack your leader. And if you have enough to combo or keep him around for a while, then you can hopefully stack up damage on your opponent without too much getting across to you. Next up is 4 Destructive Occupation Frieza. He is one that I never normally hard play. I normally use his ability. So at the end of the battle, after you combo with this card from your hand, if your leader card is yellow, play this card and rest. So he's a 1 cost to combo with, and then you put him in rest mode for free. Really like him. He's like the Gohan that does the same thing. You just get a free 15k attacker on board for next turn. Really, really good card. Next up is 4 Frieza Revenge in Motion, and this is one of the key pieces with the deck. If you open up well, you can get a 4-drop out on the field on turn 2. So Frieza Revenge in Motion. He's a 1-drop, activate main. You place this card in your drop area, you draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 Frieza card with an energy cost of 4 or less from your deck and place it into your drop area. Then shuffle your deck. So you play him on turn 1. If you go first, you play him. You use his skill to throw like the Hellish Terror, the Deadly Defender, or the Back from Hell into your drop area if you already have Revival of the Emperor in your hand. And then on your second turn, you put another energy down, you play Revival of the Emperor, and you get back your big Frieza on turn 2. And then you start wreaking havoc and getting some early damage across. So he is really nice, and that is why he is at 4. And then finally, the last 4 cards in the deck, Dragon Ball Seeker Sorbe. So he's also a 1-drop. When you play this card from your hand, choose up to 1 Dragon Ball card from your deck and add it to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So he's another really good early game to get those Dragon Balls out of your deck. He does not get them from life, but getting them from deck is not bad either. So you can use your leader Sorbe to get them from your life, and you can use the Dragon Ball Seeker Sorbe to get them from your deck. But overall, the deck is fairly consistent. I have lost a few times, but I think the big deck that I've lost to was Fused Zamasu, and that was just simply because he could mill instead of take the damage, and so I ended up losing to that one. And I also beat that one too, but I lost to Zamasu and I beat Fused Zamasu. So that is my Sorbe Frieza Resurrected Emperor deck. I hope you liked it. If you have any suggestions, leave us a comment below. And once again, this was Cole from Geek Life Gaming, and we'll see you next time.